Very basic Bible. Quick read through. 8 minutes on the timer. Okay. And start. Verse 2 of Matthew chapter 5. And he began to teach them. He is Jesus. Them are the disciples. He said, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. If you notice, those who are low will become high. Those who are low will become high. Okay. Those who are last will be first. Okay. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Pretty cool. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. Here's one. Blessed are you when people insult you, persecute you, falsely say all kind of evil against you because of me. Speak up for Jesus. You're blessed when you're insulted for speaking up for him. Rejoice and be glad, because great is your reward in heaven. For in the same way, they persecuted the prophets who were before you. The prophets spoke for God, they were persecuted. You speak for Jesus, you'll be persecuted. Everything's good. You disciples are the salt of the earth. But if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It's no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot. Let's go look over at the NESB real quick. You're the salt of the earth, but if the salt has become tasteless, how can it be made salty? It's no longer good for anything. Okay, tasteless salt. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill can't be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand. It gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine. You're the light of the world. A town built on a hill can't be hidden. Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. One of my favorite Bible verses. Okay, now Jesus takes a turn. Don't think that I have come to abolish the law of the prophets. I have not come to abolish them, but to fulfill them. For truly I tell you, until heaven and earth disappear, not the smallest letter nor the least stroke of a pen will by any means disappear from the law until everything is accomplished. Okay. Therefore, anyone who sets aside one of the least of these commands and teaches others to do accordingly will be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever practices and teaches these commands will be called the great in the kingdom of heaven. So Jesus is fixing to give us some commands. For I tell you that unless your righteousness surpasses that of the Pharisees and the teachers of the law, the religious leaders, they are very righteous, so they think. Unless your righteousness surpasses even them, you will certainly not enter the kingdom of heaven. You have heard that it was said to the people long ago, you shall not murder, and anyone who murders will be subject to judgment. But I tell you, anyone who is angry with a brother or sister will be subject to judgment. Will be subject to judgment. Okay. If you're angry with your brother or sister, you'll be subject to judgment. Again, anyone who says to a brother or sister, Raka, an Aramaic term of contempt. Okay. Anyone who says to his brother Raka is answerable to the court, subject to judgment. Anyone who says you fool will be danger in the fires of hell, subject to judgment. Okay. Therefore, if you're offering your gift at the altar and there you remember that your brother or sister has something against you, leave your gift in front of the altar. First go and be reconciled to them, then come and offer your gift. Also, settle matters quickly with your adversary who is taking you to court. Do it while you're still together on the way to the court, I guess. Or your adversary may hand you over to the judge may hand you over to the officer, and you may be thrown into prison. Truly, I tell you, you will not get out until you have paid the last penny. Remember, up here, You shall not murder anyone who murders, but I tell you, anyone who's angry with a brother or sister. Okay? Don't be angry with a brother or sister. Solve it quickly. You have heard it was said, don't commit adultery. But I tell you, anyone who looks at a woman lustfully has already committed adultery with her in his heart. And ladies, don't be looking at guys lustfully. Here is some hyperbole, over the top language to get a point across. If your right eye causes you to stumble, gouge it out and throw it away. It's better for you to lose one part of your body than your whole body to be thrown into hell. I can agree with that. And if your right hand causes you to stumble, cut it off and throw it away. It is better for you to lose one part of your body than for your whole body to go into hell. Very serious about this whole adultery thing. It has been said, anyone who divorces his wife must give her a certificate of divorce. But I tell you that anyone who divorces his wife, except for sexual immorality, makes her the victim of adultery, and anyone who marries a divorced woman commits adultery. That's a huge question. Lots of people ask questions about adultery. Just seems pretty plain to me here. Don't divorce your wife or your husband, except for sexual immorality, okay? Don't be marrying someone who was divorced for the wrong reasons. Okay, if someone was divorced for the wrong reasons, don't marry them. It seems pretty simple to me. But again, we can go into detail on that on some Bible study alongs. Again, you've heard it said to the people long ago. Again, you've heard it said long ago, and keep saying that. Do not break your oath, but fulfill to the Lord the vows you have made. But I, Jesus, tell you, don't swear an oath at all, either by heaven, for that's God's throne, or by earth, for that's God's footstool, or by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great King of God. And don't even swear by your head, for you can't make even one hair white or black. Back then, they didn't know about hair coloring, okay? All you need to say is simply yes or no. Anything beyond that comes from evil or the evil one. Just say yes or no. Don't be swayed by fancy stuff. Don't be hating your brother. Don't be committing adultery. Don't be making no crazy oaths. I mean, this is pretty simple stuff, you know. You have heard it was said, eye for eye, tooth for tooth. That is actually from the Old Testament. But I tell you, do not resist an evil person. Okay. If anyone slaps you on the right cheek, turn to them the other cheek also. If anyone wants to sue you and take your shirt, hand over your coat as well. Blessed are you if you are persecuted for righteousness' sake. Blessed are the peacemakers, they will be called children of God. Oh, there we go. Time up. We got down to verse. Let's see. What verse was it? It was verse about 40 or so. So we'll start in the next time with our quick read along. Until then, God bless, guys.